All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Lalema Aneja Dang. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the country achieved all-round development during the last 4 years as reflected by strong macroeconomic fundamentals. World Bank approves country partnership framework for India to support its transition to higher middle-income country. Civil Aviation Minister Suresh Prabhu orders safety audit of all scheduled airlines and airports in the country. Cyclonic storm Dae crosses Odisha coast, triggers heavy rainfall in several parts of the state. India welcomes denuclearization agreement between North and South Koreas. And in Asia Cup cricket, Afghanistan beat Bangladesh by 136 runs in Group B match in Abu Dhabi. India to take on Bangladesh in Super 4 encounters this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the country achieved all-round development during the last 4 years as reflected by strong macroeconomic fundamentals. He said it became possible because the government kept interests of the country paramount. Speaking at the foundation-laying ceremony of India International Convention and Expo Centre, IICC, in New Delhi last evening, the Prime Minister said the NDA government at the centre has established an honest and transparent governance system. Speaking on the occasion, he said,
देश में पिछले 4 वर्षों में चौतरफा विकास इसलिए संभव हो पाया, उन्हीं संसाधनों के रहते सरकार बेहतर काम इसलिए कर पाई क्योंकि राष्ट्र हित को सर्वोपरि रखा गया, व्यवस्थाओं को सही दिशा की तरफ मोड़ा गया। साथियों, मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि जनहित में मुश्किल से मुश्किल फैसले लेने का ये सिलसिला जारी रहेगा। आज देश में चुनौतियों के बावजूद भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था की नींव दिनों दिन मजबूत होती चली जा रही है।
The Prime Minister said government's target is to make India a $5 trillion economy by 2022. Mr. Modi said that the country's macroeconomic fundamentals are strong and the manufacturing and agriculture sector would contribute $1 trillion each to the economy. On the occasion, Mr. Modi said,
देश दुनिया के बिजनेस लीडर के लिए वो तमाम सुविधाएं होगी जिसकी अपेक्षा वो दुनिया की छठी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था से करता है। वो अर्थव्यवस्था जो 8% से अधिक की गति से विकास कर रही है, जो आने वाले 5-7 वर्षों में 5 ट्रिलियन तो अगले 1-1.5 दशक में $10 ट्रिलियन के लक्ष्य को लेकर के तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रही है।
The Prime Minister also said that according to International Monetary Fund's World Economic Outlook for April 2018, India is now the world's 6th largest economy at $2.6 trillion. He said the country's economy will grow at over 8% rate with massive employment generation being seen in IT and retail sectors. The Prime Minister said the convention centre would generate employment for about 5 lakh youths. World Bank has approved Country Partnership Framework CPF for India to support its transition to higher middle-income country. World Bank Board has endorsed an ambitious 5-year CPF for India, which aligns with New Delhi's objectives of a high, sustainable and inclusive growth. The move is aimed at supporting India's transition to a higher middle-income country by addressing some of its key development priorities such as resource-efficient and inclusive growth, job creation and building its human capital. World Bank South Asia Vice President Hartwig Schaefer said India is well positioned to become a high middle-income country by 2030. The framework is expected to bring between 25 and 30 billion US dollars in financial support from the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the International Finance Corporation and the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. Civil Aviation Minister Suresh Prabhu has ordered a safety audit of all scheduled airlines and airports in the country. The move comes on a day when at least 30 passengers on a Jet Airways 9W697 flight from Mumbai to Jaipur suffered nose and ear bleeding after the crew forgot to turn on a switch that controls cabin air pressure. An official release said the minister has also ordered a probe into the Jet Airways flight incident, which is being investigated by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. Mr. Prabhu has directed officials concerned to prepare a comprehensive safety audit plan which involves assessment of safety parameters of all scheduled airlines, aerodromes and flying training schools immediately. The minister has also directed that a report to this effect has to be submitted within 30 days. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that the government is preparing a database of driving licenses to check issuance of multiple licenses by different authorities to a single person. Speaking at an event in New Delhi, Mr. Gadkari said India suffered a shortage of at least 22 lakh drivers and a skilled force is being created to fill the void, and there is no question of allowing driverless cars. Mr. Gadkari said the government is setting up multiple driver training centers to curb issuance of licenses without tests. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Gadkari said,
तो ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस से लेकर एडवर्टाइजमेंट कैंपेन से लेकर एनजीओ के सहयोग से लेकर ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग का में सुधार करने के साथ नियमों में कानून में सुधार करने के साथ सब बातों पर हम लोग लगातार वॉर फुटिंग पर काम कर रहे हैं.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Cyclonic storm Dae crossed near the Gopalpur coast in Odisha early this morning. Heavy rain accompanied by high-speed wind occurred in coastal and southern parts of the state. Bhubaneswar Met Office Director H.R. Biswas said the cyclonic storm over northwest Bay of Bengal moved west-northward with a speed of nearly 23 kilometers per hour, crossed South Odisha and adjoining Andhra Pradesh coast close to Gopalpur this morning. Here's more from our correspondent.
The cyclone system lay centered over South Odisha, about 50 km west-northwest of Gopalpur coast and 150 km east-southeast of Bhavanipatna in Kalahandi district. The incessant rains since last evening in the Kalahandi have worried farmers and residents. Kalahandi is the main catchment basins of Tel, Banswara, Nagavali and Indravati rivers, and incessant rains in the district will affect other parts of the state. In view of the heavy rains, several district administrations have canceled today's holiday of all government employees. S.N. Patnaik, AIR News, Sambalpur.
The Home Ministry and the Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, have signed an MOU for setting up of a state-of-the-art Integrated Control Room for Emergency Response, ICRER, in the Home Ministry. In a release, the ministry said yesterday, ISRO will render its technical expertise for setting up of proposed ICRER, whereas the project will be executed under overall supervision of the MHA. The ICRER will cater to the requirement of disaster management as well as internal security. The proposed control room is expected to be established in the next 1.5 years. The Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana is being effectively implemented in Dharwad district of Karnataka. Under this scheme, subsidy is being given to small and marginal farmers. Agriculture and horticulture departments are extending all assistance and encouraging the farming community. We have a ground report from our Dharwad correspondent.
Sprinkler and drip irrigation systems are being used for cultivation of different crops, resulting in good yield. More from T.S. Rudreshappa, Joint Director of Agriculture, Dharwad, on implementation of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana in Dharwad district.
In this scheme, we are giving two components. One is sprinkler irrigation, another one is drip irrigation. In the drip irrigation, we are mainly concentrating on sugarcane, cotton and pigeon pea crops. These crops require more water and also wider row spacing crops so that farmers easily adapt the irrigation system. They will save up to 50% water through drip irrigation. Then we are giving sprinkler sets to all the farmers, especially farmers growing groundnut and soybean, all annual crops. The farmers are very happy. They are using sprinklers. By using sprinklers, they are saving the water up to 40 to 50%. Because of flood irrigation, there will be a lot of energy and time is also consuming. But because of sprinkler and drip, they will save energy and also time. In that, farmers are getting good yields and also good returns from the sprinkler and drip system of irrigation.
Arati Devashikhamani reporting from AIR Dharwad.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu returned to New Delhi this morning after completing a 7-day tour to 3 Central European countries, Serbia, Malta and Romania. The visit will help further strengthen India's ties with these countries. Our correspondent has the details.
The welcome Vice President received during the visit from political leadership of these countries and the people shows their high interest and affection for India. Vice President meeting with top leadership during this visit clearly shows the great rapport that exists between the countries. Number of MOUs was signed between the India and these countries during this visit. The Vice President address at the Assembly of Serbia was received with great enthusiasm and he was given a standing ovation. The leadership of all three countries has strong desire to strengthen the economic, cultural and political relationship with India. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Bucharest, Romania.
India has welcomed denuclearization agreement between North and South Koreas. The Inter-Korean Summit meeting was held in Pyongyang from the 18th to the 20th of this month. In a press release, External Affairs Ministry said India has been constantly supportive of all such efforts to bring about peace and stability in the Korean Peninsula through dialogue and diplomacy. New Delhi hoped that such continued engagement will help reduce tension and pave way for lasting peace and reconciliation in the Korean Peninsula and also address India's concerns about proliferation linkages extending to India's neighborhood. Well, Afghanistan beat Bangladesh by 136 runs in a Group B match of Asia Cup in Abu Dhabi last night. Chasing a mammoth target of 256 runs, Bangladesh were all out for just 119 in 42.1 overs. For Afghanistan, Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman and Gulbuddin Naib took 2 wickets each. In Super 4 encounters today, India face Bangladesh in Dubai, while Pakistan meet Afghanistan in Abu Dhabi. Both the matches will begin at 5 p.m. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Anuja Kumar.
Thank you, Lalima. Sushma to play Imran ball headlines The Pioneer. India OK's foreign ministers meet at UNGA but won't resume dialogue. Virat Kohli got Khel Ratna with 0 points, Bajrang Punia lost out with 80 is a Times of India headline, also referring to the fact that cricket is not an Olympic sport. Flyers bleed mid-air as jet crew skips drill, headlines the Hindustan Times. Probe has been ordered on the drops in cabin pressure, it says. The UGC has asked vice-chancellors of all universities to celebrate Surgical Strike Day on 29 September, reports The Hindu. What is in the name? A lot, says a Hindustan Times report referring to the recent ban on 328 fixed-dose combinations, citing safety issues of many drugs. Now, pharma companies are tweaking the compositions but retaining the brand name. Mumbai now has a few sleek electric buses, slowly and steadily replacing the grubbier, gas-guzzling ones, with each able to cover 200 km on a single charge, reports Hindu Business Line. Most papers carry pictures of tearful farewell of Head Constable Narendra Singh from Sonipat, who was brutally killed by Pakistani Rangers in Jammu. An 18-year-old Tejveer Singh, a wrestling aspirant now healthy, got new lease of life thanks to Zorawar Singh, a carpenter who had donated stem cells to the leukemia patient 3 years back, says a DNA report. Some of the other stories covered by the newspapers are Delhi Gurudwaras to set up biofuel plant for kitchen waste, Anganwadi Association having turned down monetary raise and seek permanent status, Hindi tweeting gaining popularity in India according to a US study, Dr. Shahabuddin Shaikh, a biospeleologist, getting honoured by London Zoological Society. And with that, it's back to you, Lalima.
Thank you, Anuja. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the country achieved all-round development during the last 4 years as reflected by strong macroeconomic fundamentals. World Bank approves country partnership framework for India to support its transition to higher middle-income country. Civil Aviation Minister Suresh Prabhu orders safety audit of all scheduled airlines and airports in the country. Cyclonic storm Dai crosses Odisha coast, triggers heavy rainfall in several parts of the state. India welcomes denuclearization agreement between North and South Koreas, and in Asia Cup cricket, Afghanistan beats Bangladesh by 136 runs in Group B match in Abu Dhabi. India to take on Bangladesh in Super 4 encounters this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.